Qorintiym, Ri'shon, the first epistle of Apostole Paul to the Corinthians. Paul, called to be an apostle of Yahusha HaMashiach through the will of Yahuah, and Sosthenes our brother, unto the called out assembly of Yahuah which is at Corinth, to them that are sanctified in Mashiach Yahusha, called to be Qorintiym, with all that in every place call upon the name of Yahusha HaMashiach our Adonai, both theirs and ours. Grace be unto you, and peace, from Yahuah our Father, and from the Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach. I thank my Yah always on your behalf, for the grace of Yahuah which is given you by Yahusha HaMashiach, that in everything ye are enriched by him, in all utterance and in all knowledge, even as the testimony of Mashiach was confirmed in you, so that you come behind in no gift, waiting for the coming of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, who shall also confirm you unto the end, that you may be blameless in the day of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach. Yah is faithful, by whom you were called unto the fellowship of his Son, Yahusha HaMashiach our Adonai. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, that you all be of one word, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. For it has been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you. Now this I say, that every one of you says, I am Paul, and I of Apollos, and I of Kepha, and I of Mashiach. Is Mashiach divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Or were you immersed in the name of Paul? I thank Yah that I immersed none of you, but Crispus and Gaius, lest any should say that I had immersed in my own name. And I immersed also the household of Stephanus. Besides, I know not whether I immersed any other. For Mashiach sent me not to immerse, but to preach the sword, not with words of wisdom, lest the cross of Mashiach should be made of no effect. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of Yah. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not Yah made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that is the wisdom of Yah. The world by wisdom knew not Yahuah. It pleased Yah by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. For the Yahudim require a sign, and the Yevaniim seek after wisdom. But we preach Mashiach crucified, unto the Yahudim a stumbling block, and unto the Yevaniim foolishness. But unto them which are called, both Yahudim and Yevaniim, Mashiach the power of Yah, and the wisdom of Yah, because the foolishness of Yah is wiser than men, and the weakness of Yah is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble, are called. For Yah has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahuah has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world, and things which are despised, has Yah chosen, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. But of him are ye in Mashiach Yahusha, who of Yah is made unto us wisdom, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption. That, according as it is written, he that glories, let him glory in Yahuah. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Yahuah. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahusha HaMashiach, and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness, and in fear, and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Ruach and of power, that your belief should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yah. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world, that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Yah in a mystery, even a hidden wisdom, which Yahuah ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Yah of glory. But as it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which Yahuah has prepared for them that love him. But Yah has revealed them unto us by his Ruach. For the Ruach searches all things, yeah, the deep things of Yahuah. For what man knows the things of a man, saves the Ruach of man which is in him. Even so, the things of Yah knows no man, but by the Ruach Yahuah. Now we have received not the Ruach of the world, but the Ruach which is of Yahuah, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahuah, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but which the Ruach HaKodesh teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receives not the things of the Ruach Yahuah, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who has known the mind of the Ruach Yahuah that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of the Ruach Mashiach. And I, brethren, cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Mashiach. I have fed you with milk, and not with food. For hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are you able. For you are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying, and strife, and divisions, are ye not carnal, and walk as men? For while one says, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are ye not carnal? I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yah gave the increase. So then, neither is he that plants anything, neither he that waters, but Yah that gives the increase. Now he that plants and he that waters are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with Yah. Ye are Yahuwah's husbandry, ye are Yahuwah's building, according to the grace of Yah which is given unto me. As a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builds thereon. But let every man take heed how he builds thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahusha HaMashiach. Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he has built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahuah, and that the Ruach Yahuah dwells in you? If any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yahuah destroy, for the temple of Yah is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahuah. For it is written, he takes the wise in their own craftiness. And again, Yahuah knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore let no man glory in men, for all things are yours, whether Paul, or Apollos, or Kepha, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all are yours. And ye are Mashiach's, and Mashiach is Yahuwah's. Let a man so account of us, as of the ministers of Mashiach, and stewards of the mysteries of Yahuah. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. But with me, it is a very small thing that I should be judge of you, or of a man's judgment. Yea, I judge not my own self. For I know nothing by myself, yet am I not hereby justified. but he that judges me is Yah. Therefore judge nothing before the time, until Yahuah come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness, and will manifest the counsels of the hearts. And then shall every man have praise of Yah. And these things, brethren, I have in a figure transferred to myself and to Apollos for your sakes, that you might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, that no one of you be puffed up for one against another. But who makes you to differ from another? And what have you that you did not receive? Now, if you did receive it, why do you glory, as if you have not received it? Now ye are full, now ye are rich. Ye have reigned as kings without us. And I pray ye did reign, that we also might reign with you. For I think that Yah has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger, and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it, being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons I warn you. For though ye have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, yet have ye not many fathers. For in Mashiach Yahusha I have begotten you through the Besorah. Wherefore I beseech you, be ye followers of me. For this cause have I sent unto you Timotheus, who is my beloved son, and faithful in Yahuah, who shall bring you into remembrance of my ways, which be in Mashiach, as I teach everywhere in every assembly. Now some are puffed up, as though I would not come to you, but I will come to you shortly, if Yahuah will, and will know, not the speech of them which are puffed up, but the power. For the kingdom of Yahuah is not in word, but in power. What will ye? Shall I come unto you with a rod, or in love, or in the ruach of meekness? It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not such as named among the other nations, that one should have his father's woman. And ye are puffed up, and have not rather mourned, that he that has done this deed might be taken away from among you. For I truly, as absent in body, but present in the ruach, have judged already, as though I were present, concerning him that has so done this deed. In the name of our Adonai, Yahusha HaMashiach, when you are gathered together, in my ruach, with the power of our Adonai, Yahusha HaMashiach, to deliver such one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the ruach may be saved in the day of Adonai Yahusha. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leavens the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye have our matzah. For even Mashiach, our Pesach, is sacrificed for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the matzah of sincerity and truth. I wrote unto you in a suffer, not to company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters. For then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or a covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such one do not eat. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within, but them that are without Yahuah judges. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust, and not before the Qorintiym? Do ye not know that the Qorintiym shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed of the called out assembly. I speak to your shame. Is it so, that there is not a wise man among you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren. But brother goes to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because you go to law one with another. Why do ye not rather take wrong? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Nay, ye do wrong, and defraud, and that your brethren. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor breakers of wedlock, nor sodomine, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahuah. And such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, and by the Ruach Yahuah. All things are powerful unto me, but all things are not profitable. All things are powerful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Food for the belly, and the belly for food, but Yah shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for Yahuah, and Yahuah for the body. And Yahuah has both raised up Adonai, and will also raise up us by his own power. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them the members of a harlot? Never. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? But two, says he, shall be one flesh. But he that is joined unto Yahuah is Yakad. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man does is without the body. But he that commits fornication sins against his own body. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in you, which you have of Yahuah, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify Yah in your body, and in your Ruach, which are Yahuah's. Now, concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own woman, and let every woman have her own man. Let the man render unto the woman due benevolence, and likewise also the woman unto the man. The woman has not power of her own body, but the man. And likewise also the man has not power of his own body, but the woman. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission, and not of commandment. For I would that all men were even as myself. But every man has his proper gift of Yahuah, one after this manner, and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but Yahuah. Let not the man depart from her man, but, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her man. And let not the man put away his woman, but to the rest speak I, not Yahuah. If any brother has a woman that believes not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which has a man that believes not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving man is sanctified by the woman, and the unbelieving woman is sanctified by the man. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let them depart. A brother or a sister is not in bondage in such cases, but Yahuah has called us to peace. For what know you, O woman, whether you shall save your man? Or how you, O man, whether you shall save your woman? But as Yahuah has distributed to every man, as Yahuah has called everyone, so let him walk. And so ordain I of all the called out assemblies. Is any man being called circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of Yahuah. Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. Are you called being a servant? Care not for it. But if you may be made free, use it rather. But he that is called in Yahuah, being a servant, is Yahuah's free man. Likewise, also he that is called being free, is Mashiach's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with Yahuah. Now concerning virgins I have no commandment of Yah, yet I give my judgment, as one that has obtained mercy of Yahuah, to be faithful. I suppose therefore that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Are you bound unto a woman? Seek not to be loosed. Are you loosed from a woman? Seek not a woman. But, and if you marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remains that both they that have women be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. He that is unmarried cares for the things that belong to Yahuah, how he may please Yahuah. But he that is married cares for the things that are of the world, how he may please his woman. There is difference also between a woman and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of Yahuah, that she may be holy both in body and in ruach. But she that is married cares for the things of the world, how she may please her man. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon Yahuah without distraction. But if any man think that he behaves himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will, he sins not. Let them marry. Nevertheless, he that stands steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but has power over his own will, and has so decreed in his heart that he will guard his virgin, does well. So then he that gives her in marriage does well, but he that gives her not in marriage does better. The woman is bound by mitzvah as long as her man lives, but if her man be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in Yahuah. But she is happier if she so abide, after my judgment. And I think also that I have the Ruach Yahuah. Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffs up, but love edifies. And if any man think that he knows anything, he knows nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love Yah, the same is known of him. As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is no other Elohim but one. For though there be that are called Elohim, whether in heaven or in earth, and there be Elohim many, and Adonim many, but to us there is but one Yahuah, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Yahuah, Yahusha, the Mashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him. Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour, eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. But fool commends us not to Yahuah, for neither, if we eat, are we the better, neither, if we eat not, are we the worse. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours becomes a stumbling block to them that are weak. For if any man see you which have knowledge sit to eat in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols? And through your knowledge shall the weak brother perish. for whom Mashiach died? But when ye sin so against the brethren, and wound their weak conscience, you sin against Mashiach. Wherefore, if food make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world stands, lest I make my brother to offend. Am I not an apostle? Am I not free? Have I not seen Yahusha HaMashiach our Adonai? Are ye not my work in Yahuah? If I be not an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of my apostleship are ye in Yahuah. My answer to them that do examine me is this: have we not power to eat and to drink? Have we not power to lead about a sister, a woman, as well as other apostles, and as the brethren of Yahuah, and Kepha? Or I only and Barnaby, have not we power to forbear working? Who goes at warfare any time at his own charges? Who plants a vineyard and eats not of the fruit thereof? Or who feeds a flock and eats not of the milk of the flock? Say I these things as a man, or says not the Torah the same also? For it is written in the Torah of Moshe, you shall not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treads out the grain. Does Yahuah take care for oxen? Or says he it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt. This is written, that he that plows should plow in hope, and that he that threshes in hope should be partaker of his hope. If we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things? If others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the besorer of Mashiach. Do ye not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple, and they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar? Even so has Yahuah ordained that they which preach the besorer should live by the besorer. But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things, that it should be so done unto me. For it were better for me to die, than that any man should make my glory in void. But though I preach the besorer, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me, if I preach not the besorer. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a stewardship of the besorer is committed unto me. What is my reward then? Truly that, when I preach the besorer, I may make the besorer of Mashiach without charge, that I abuse not my power in the besorer. For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I may gain the more. And unto the Yahudim I became as a Yehudi, that I might gain the Yahudim, to them that are under the Torah, as under the Torah, that I might gain them that are under the Torah. To them that are without Torah, as without Torah, not being without the Torah to Yahuah, but subject to the Torah of Mashiach, that I might gain them that are without Torah. To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And this I do for the besorer's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that strives for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beats the air. But I subdue my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I had preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all immersed unto Moshe in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual food, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. But with many of them Yahuah was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted Yahuah, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahuwah is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless, is it not the fellowship of the blood of Hamashiach? The bread which we break, is it not the fellowship of the body of Hamashiach? For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Yasharel after the flesh. Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the other nations sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to Yahuwah. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of Yah and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of Yahuwah's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke Yahuwah to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? All things are powerful for me, but all things are not profitable. All things are powerful for me, but all things edify not. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. Whatsoever is sold in the markets, that eat, asking no question for conscience sake. For the earth is Yahuwah's, and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe not bids you to a feast, and ye be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no question for conscience sake. But if any man say unto you,
This is offered in sacrifice unto idols,
eat not for his sake that showed it, and for conscience sake. For the earth is Yahuwah's, and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say, not your own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks? Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do, do all to the glory of Yahuwah. Give none offense, neither to the Yahudim, nor to the other nations, nor to the called out assembly of Yahuwah, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is Yahuwah. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonors his head. Not every woman who prays or prophesies with an uncovered head disgraces the head itself, but it is a disgrace for those who are shaven. For if the woman is sheared, yet wholly covered, such women are not obscene when wholly covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, forasmuch as he is the image and glory of Elohim. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man, in Yahuwah. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of Yahuwah. Judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto Yahuwah uncovered? Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the called out assemblies of Yahuah. Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when you come together in the assembly, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When ye come together therefore into one place, this is not to eat on the day of our Adonai. For in eating everyone takes before other his own supper, and one is hungry, and another is drunken. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the called out assembly of Yahuah, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not, for I received of Yah that which also I delivered unto you, that Adonai Yahusha, the same night in which he was betrayed, took the bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it, and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup, when he had supped, saying, This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood. This do ye, as oft as you drink it, in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread, and drink this cup, ye do show Adonai's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread, and drink this cup of Yahuah unworthily, shall be guilty of the body and blood of Yahuah. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread, and drink of that cup. For he that eats and drink unworthily, eats and drinks damnation to himself, not discerning Yahuah's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of Yah, that we should not be condemned with the world. Wherefore, my brother, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I will not have you ignorant. You know that ye were of the other nations, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Ruach Yahuah calls Yahusha a curse, and that no man can say that Yahuah is Yahusha, but by the Ruach HaKodesh. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Yahuah, and there are diversities of operations, but it is the same Yah which works all in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Ruach, to another faith by the same Ruach, to another the gifts of healing by the same Ruach, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of the Ruach, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these works that one and the self-same Ruach divide unto every man severally as he will. For as the body is one, and has many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach. For by one Ruach are we all immersed into one body, whether we be Yahudim or of the other nations, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Ruach. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, Because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not the body? And if the ear shall say, Because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now has Yah set the members every one of them in the body, as it has pleased him. And if there were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of you, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body, which seem to be more feeble, are necessary. And those members of the body, which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but Yahuah has tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. Now ye are the body of Mashiach, and members in particular, and Yah has set some in the assembly, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love, I am become a sounding brass, or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries, and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains, and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long, and is kind. Love envies not. Love does not vaunt itself, is not puffed up, does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil, rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abides faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. Follow after love, and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. For he that speaks in an unknown tongue speaks not unto men, but unto Yahuah. For no man understands him, howbeit in the Ruach he speaks mysteries. But he that prophesies speaks unto men to edification, and exhortation, and comfort. He that speaks in an unknown tongue edifies himself. But he that prophesies edifies the called out assembly. I would that ye all spoke with tongues, but rather that ye prophesied. For greater is he that prophesies than he that speaks with tongues, except he interpret, that the called out assembly may receive edifying. Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation, or by knowledge, or by prophesying, or by doctrine, and even things without life-giving sound, whether pipe or kithara, except they give a distinction in the sounds? How shall it be known that is piped or harped? For if the shofar give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air. There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world, and none of them is without signification. Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaks a barbarian, and he that speaks shall be a barbarian unto me. Even so, forasmuch as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the called out assembly. Wherefore, let him that speaks in an unknown tongue pray that he may interpret. For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my Ruach prays, but my understanding is unfruitful. What is it then? I will pray with the Ruach, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the Ruach, and I will sing with the understanding also. Else when you shall bless with the Ruach, how shall he that occupies a room of the unlearned say, Amen, at your giving of thanks, seeing he understands not what you say? For you truly give thanks well, but the other is not edified. I thank my Yah. I speak with tongues more than you all. Yet in the assembly I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in the unknown tongue. Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men. In the Torah it is written, with other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people, and yet for all that will they not hear me, says Yahuah. Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serves not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. If therefore the whole assembly comes together into one place, and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that ye are mad? But if all prophesy, and there come in one that believes not, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all, he is judged of all. And thus are the secrets of his heart made manifest. And so falling down on his face he will worship Yah, and report that the Yahuah of truth is in you. How is it then, brethren? When you come together, every one of you has a song, has a doctrine, has a tongue, has a revelation, has an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by 2, or at the most by 3, and that by course, and let one interpret. But if there be no interpreter, let him keep silence in the assembly, and let him speak to himself and to Yahuah. Let the prophet speak 2 or 3, and let the other judge. If anything be revealed to another that sits by, let the first hold his peace. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn, and all may be comforted. And the Ruach of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For Yah is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all assemblies of the Qorintiym. Let your women keep silence in the called out assemblies, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be in obedience, as also says the Torah. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their man at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in the assembly. What? Came the word of Yahuah out from you, or came it unto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of Yahuah. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the Besorah which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand, by which also ye are saved, if ye keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless ye have believed in vain. For I deliver unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Mashiach died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the 3rd day, according to the Scriptures, and that he was seen of Kepha, then of the 12. After that, he was seen of above 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep. After that, he was seen of Yahuah, then of all the apostles. And last of all, he was seen of me also, as of one born out of due time. For I am the least of the apostles, that am not worthy to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the called out assembly of Yahuah. But by grace of Yah I am what I am, and his grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. But I labor more abundantly than they all, yet not I, but the grace of Yah which was with me. Therefore, whether it were I or they, so we preach, and so ye believe. Now if Mashiach be preached that he rose from the dead, how say some among you that there is no resurrection of the dead? But that there be no resurrection of the dead, then is Mashiach not risen? And if Mashiach be not risen, then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also vain. Yeah, and we are found false witnesses of Yah, because we have testified of Yahuah that he raised up Mashiach, whom he raised not up, if so be that the dead rise not. For if the dead rise not, then is not Mashiach raised. And if Mashiach be not raised, your faith is vain. Ye are yet in your sins. Then they also which are fallen asleep in Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Mashiach, we are of all men most miserable. But now is Mashiach risen from the dead, and become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man came death, for as in Adam all die, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Mashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Then comes the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahuah, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. But he must reign, till he has put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. But he has put all things under his feet. But when he says, all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahuah may be all in all. Else what shall they do which are immersed for the dead, if the dead rise not at all? Why are they then immersed for the dead? And why stand we in jeopardy every hour? I protest by your rejoicing which I have in Mashiach Yahusha, our Adonai. I die daily. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at a feast, what does it advantage me if the dead rise not? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Await to righteousness, and sin not, for some have not the knowledge of Yahuah. I speak this to your shame. But some man will say,
How are the dead raised up? And with what body do they come?
You fool, that which you sow is not quickened, except it die. And that which you sow not that body that shall be, but bore grain. It may chance of wheat or of some other grain. But Yah gives it a body as it has pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fish, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies, and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differs from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening ruach. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is Yahuah, from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahuah, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the shofar shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that it is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O Sheol, where is your victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the Torah. But thanks be to Yahuah, which gives us the victory through our Adonai, Yahusha HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahuah, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in Yahuah. Now concerning the collection for the Qorintiym, as I have given order to the called out assemblies of Galatia, even so do ye. Upon the first Shabbat, let every one of you lay by him in store, as Yahuah has prospered him, that there be no gatherings when I come. And when I come, whomsoever ye shall approve by your Sephirim, them will I send to bring your liberality unto Jerusalem. And if it be meet that I go also, they shall go with me. Now I will come on to you when I shall pass through Macedonia, for I do pass through Macedonia, and it may be that I will abide, yea, and winter with you, that ye may bring me on my journey wheresoever I go. For I will not see you now by the way, but I'll trust to tarry a while with you, if Yahuah permit. But I will tarry at Ephesus until the feast of Shavuot, for a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are many adversaries. Now if Timothy is come, see that he may be with you without fear, for he works the work of Yahuah, as I also do. Let no man therefore despise him, but conduct him forth in peace, that he may come on to me, for I look for him with the brethren. As touching our brother Apollos, I greatly desire him to come on to you with the brethren. But his will was not at all to come at this time, but he will come when he shall have convenient time. Watch ye, stand fast in the faith, act you like men, be strong, let all your things be done with love. I beseech you, brethren, you know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the Qorintiym, that ye submit yourselves unto such, and to everyone that helps with us and labors. I am glad of the coming of Stephanus, and Fortunatus, and Achaicus, for that which was lacking on your part they have supplied. For they have refreshed my ruach and yours. Therefore acknowledge ye them that are such. The called out assemblies of Asia salute you. Aquila and Priscilla salute you much in Yahuah, with the called out assembly that is in their house. All the brethren greet you. Greet ye one another with a holy kiss. The salutation of me, Paul, with my own hand. If any man love not Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach, let him be anathema maranatha. The grace of our Adonai Yahusha HaMashiach be with you. My love be with you all in Mashiach Yahusha. Amen.